Hey, everybody, Michelle is here. Just took a shower and I feel clean and refreshed, and I notice my skin is looking better. When I was at my former home, there were some circumstances that happened, and I know there was something happening with certain elements on my property, but it'll be denied, of course. As time goes by, it'll be denied, and because we turn over so quickly when it comes to situations, experiences, incidents, this and that and the other, and that we can't remember last month what was headline news because we turn over so quickly in our dissemination or our recollection or our intake or input or whatever of information that's out there. We are saturated purposeful, it's a purposeful thing. We are saturated with information and news and this and that because because the powers that be, and I say they, we know who they are. If I need to say they specifically, if I feel as though I need to, I will. But we all know that there are nefarious forces out there that intentionally manipulate, deceive, and keep you intentionally overwhelmed. Okay, I think I've said enough about it, and I've told you that I was a target of certain incidences and certain situations. 2022 and early 2023. But again, it'll be that proverbial. That bitch is crazy. She don't know what she's talking about. Ignore her. Blah 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 blah. And so that's what has happened to people in the past. They usually call them whistleblowers. They used to call them, someone that's attempting to relay truth to people. And it happens so many times to black female icons, especially those in the entertainment business, where for some reason, all of a sudden, they were bestowed as, just fantastic, wonderful people. But when they start relaying information, okay, that bitch is crazy, ignore her, and then intentionally they get silenced one way or another. Okay, so I say this to remind everybody that we have a whole lot of turnover of information, turnover, and it's done intentionally to keep you from finding patterns, okay, and keep you from staying focused, per se, because there is all and I say there's always certain elements that are involved in this, and they get paid to do so. They get paid to keep you distracted. They keep you overwhelmed, intentionally overwhelmed, keep you confused, keep you more so entertained. Entertainment is the best form of deception and manipulation if you're not on top of it. Entertainment, comedy has one aspect where it can be a positive thing, but then just like everything else, it has a negative connotation to it as well. Entertaining people, comedy. Because if I say, earlier this year there was a UFO in the front or the back, which is irrelevant, of the Capitol, because no one said anything about it, no one saw it. People say, that bitch crazy, what is she talking about? But if proof comes forward as well, we won't believe it. A lot of people, we are just at that, not that we need to believe it, but my point is that we can give evidence upon evidence and proof upon proof, results upon results, and people will still deny that certain events happen. They will deny that certain events are happening. They'll trust the government per se. They'll trust the police. They'll trust a politician. They'll trust a sociopath, psychopath, narcissistic every time. And so all you have to do is just, because I pay attention to what's going on, and I enjoy that. I like to know what's going on, what's really going on. And it's nice when I can figure things out on my own. When I can think on my own and say, okay, I get it. Where they point out that there's a problem here, just so you don't know there's a problem over there. They keep everybody looking this way so that nobody looks what's happening that way. The hidden hands of deception, the hidden hands of how they our attention all over the place. Ooh, 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 keep us spinning, literally keep you spinning in foolishness and irrelevancy. That is how people make their living. That's how people make their bottom lines, because they have made it to where they can predict how we would, not me per se. Well, let me just stop that, because we can all be easily manipulated. It doesn't matter, but they know how to manipulate us in such a way where they can predict our behaviors. They can predict our actions. They put that kind of technology on your phones. They put that technology on every type of electronic device. They do it on billboards. They do it with sound, more specifically with sound, because, sound is somewhat invisible, but it causes just as much damage, whether you see it or feel it. You can't, like I told someone a while ago, you can't block out sound. Not at all. Because what it will do is just penetrate in other modalities, whether it's in your vision, how you feel, your sense that you receive. Not so much into your spiritual elements, and I'll go into that another time, because certain parts of your spiritual elements can't be touched, cannot be touched. But you have to develop yourself to be there. You have to be in that kind of realm, in that kind of sphere, to know, okay, I'm being manipulated. Okay, I'm being deceived. Okay. Because it's happening all the time. I can understand, sometimes I can pick up certain sounds. I remember, I can, and I can pick up the oscillation of sound, and how certain sounds are coming or being penetrated towards all of us, whether it's the sound of an aircraft, or is it sound, like I said, you have to be in touch and be grounded in your reality and know, okay, where am I standing? How do I feel? What do I hear? What I feel, what I sense, receive. You have to ask those kind of questions all the time to make sure you are grounded in reality, because our reality has been manipulated. Okay, they wanted to do, especially virtually, they really were hoping that meta thing, whatever that meta universe was supposed to be, they put billions into that. They invested billions and billions and billions of dollars into that virtual reality meta style, you know what I mean? But apparently it failed. I don't know. And then so since that failed, because they really wanted us immersed in that, wearing all type of gear and equipment and eyewear and stuff with our sound and our hearing and our feelings, they really invested billions and billions and billions of dollars into that kind of technology. So, and I guess it didn't work out, right? But then now they're relying on artificial intelligence. And what's going to happen with that is they didn't understand what the hell they were getting themselves into. And now that's going to turn on everybody. It's going to be a neutral situation with AI. So all of us are going to be affected. Yeah, they're taking advantage of me, you, and everybody else. And I told you the powers that be. We know who they are, the hidden hands. Usually they have a political element, or they have this status of scientific knowledge or knowing, or they have funds, billionaires, whatever they are, the hidden hands of our society that go across all political spectrums, go across all genders, go across all, mostly in the, they so-called the higher income levels, but, they can still, like I said, everybody has a price to pay. Everybody has a price that they are willing to accept, no matter how they rank in their financial situations. You can pay anybody. Everybody has a price sometimes, and everybody does. I think I'm at a level where, I don't have that over my head per se. I'm going to do everything I can to be safe and taking care of myself and being accountable and responsible for my behavior. But, like I said, manipulation is at an all-time high. And we're in a political season, so a lot of people are going to get shut down. A lot of people are going to disappear per se. Their content on the social media platform, they're not going to get as many that much traction and an engagement, and they're going to figure out that they've been silenced, so to speak, and thrown into another galaxy, or thrown into a cortex or a whirlpool just to shut you up. and silence you until the election is over, or until this bill is passed. It's always that type of thing, or until the funds for particular war is engaged, or this and that and the other. It's always about the bottom line. It's always about, okay, who benefits over someone else. And it's usually the pyramids. The people in those pyramids are the ones that always benefit. Okay, but they are the most miserable too, and they're going to figure that out. AI is going to expose all of that kind of, information per se about what we bestow as successful. We're going to realize, okay, it was all manipulation, smoke and mirrors. Okay, I've said that. So, as I said, just make sure you remain within your reality and handle the situations that you can. You can still enjoy your life, okay, but your life is not gonna be any better or worse because you are materialistically, you can get every type of materialistic, device out there, technology, clothing, cars, all because you have that type of materialistically available resources doesn't mean that you're happy. Not at all. It doesn't mean that you're successful either. Okay, but it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy those kind of things. But you have to understand the limits, and that everything is more of an invisible energy level. It's about the energy of your thoughts. That's what it's about. That's why I can jump up every morning with a smile on my face and go to bed with a smile on my face. Okay, it's not materialistically important to me, but yes, I know that I have to be held accountable for my livelihood. Okay, and then when I partner up with someone, we have to make sure that we are taken care of, and our needs are met, and that we are provided for. So keep in mind, your materialistic things are not going to make you happy. And I know some people mean well when they bombard somebody with something materialistically, especially when they realize their moods. Because depression, if you know somebody that's depressed, you feel that. It is when someone's going through depression, you can feel that weight of that on that person. I told you that depression is heavy, and usually that's why the depressed person can't get out of bed, can't get motivated, because it's heavy. That's a heavy energy. And anybody around it and that's intimately involved with someone that's depressed, you're going to feel it. And so you're going to do what? Everything in your power to make that person happy. Okay, let's take a trip somewhere. Here, there's a Gucci this, there's a Gucci that. Here, let me get you a brand new sports vehicle. Anything, because it's heavy. And it drains you when someone's depressed and you're around them and you're intimately involved with them. That will drain you, okay? And causes you to become depressed too if you're not aware of it. And then two depressed people, that's a sign of disaster. Okay, I see stuff flying around me. Like, what is that? Okay, like cotton or some shit. I don't know what it was. But anyway, I just want to share that it's on, honey. It is on, and it's gonna stay on. I said something earlier with the post about the weather. The weather is gonna be crazy from now on. We've caused such a shift in the atmosphere, a shift in the rotation. Where you're gonna have storms. You're gonna have things happening in places that you never expect. Like they talking about a hurricane on the West Coast. What? You hardly ever hear that sometimes. And then you're going to hear all kind of crazy things going on all over the planet. So that's why I say, certain things that may be calculated and predicted to happen may not happen in that particular region. They may be shifting somewhere else. So we need to keep that in mind and always just be prepared and pay attention to your surroundings. And don't wait around for other people to sound the alarm. You need to be responsible for your livelihood and your neighborhood. Go around and see what's going on. Look at the infrastructure. Is there something that's troubling you and bothering you that's kind of attempting to reach out to you? The energy of something's going on, right? What is it? Answer those kind of questions, and don't wait until the last minute and think that, these officials are going to help you out. No, it's going to be about self-preservation for them. You know what I mean? They're not going to jump in that ocean to save tens and billions of, let's say 100 people. You think, come on now. It's kind of physically impossible. And, so you have to consider all those kind of things. And just be aware of your surroundings. Pay attention. Ask the question, where am I? What am I doing? What am I here? You have to do that for the rest of your life. And like I said, you can do it silently so that no one has to be all up in your business, since everybody's so concerned about feeling crazy. I mean, hey, we're all crazy, and we ought to be. These are crazy times. So if you're not crazy, then what kind of lie are you telling yourself? Because it is a lie. There's a reason to be depressed, but it doesn't mean you need to fall into that trap. There's a reason to be tired. Doesn't mean you need to fall into those traps. There's a reason for everything. Cause and effect. Bottom line. And we're in the throes of the effects. The pendulum returning. The boomerang returning. That's it. Okay? Accept it or not. Whether you accept it or not, it's going to happen. Okay? That's the nature of the beast. Okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up some reading. I'm so happy. I'm like ahead of the game. Okay, basically all I'm doing is waiting for my studio apartment to be ready, and I'm just kind of enjoying this time to relax. And I'm catching up on some reading, and that feels good to me. And just doing my contemplating, but not ruminating, and just staying with it, baby. Staying with it, and staying on my alignment, staying on my path, and and paying attention, and just enjoying it. Okay, enjoying it. Peace and love, and trust me, I'll be back.